Hello everyone and welcome to another Fallout 76 video. Today I'm going to be talking about PvP, player versus player. Yes, the most dreaded aspect of the new online Fallout game. One of the main things that concern the majority of fans. I spent some quality time in PvP during the beta and even tested the anti-griefing mechanics to see if they work sufficiently, so that is what I'm going to be talking about. But before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my patrons, John W. You help make videos like this possible, and I cannot thank you enough. Alright, so let's get to it. I would like to say that before trying PvP myself, I was one of those who were very nervous and critical about it. I didn't look forward to the idea of it at all, but I was willing to give it a shot, you know, for science. And I have to say that I actually had a blast. I was doing PvP with friends, so I'm sure that contributed to my enjoyment of it. I can't say if I would enjoy it as much with strangers, since I didn't have an opportunity to do so, but I can imagine it wouldn't be as fun, especially if I couldn't hear them talking. My friends and I were on team chat during the whole thing, and it just made it really fun. We could, smack talk and stuff like that. So it definitely made it more fun that I knew the people I was fighting with. Now keep in mind that players who are on the same team cannot enter PvP with each other. Passive mode is automatically engaged between team members to prevent friendly fire. So if you want to do PvP with your friends, you have to disband your team first and make sure passive mode is disengaged as well. And also, you must be at least level 5 before you can take part in PvP. Players below level 5 cannot do damage to other players, nor can they receive damage from other players. So this is how it works. If you are attacked by another player, a message will pop up on your screen telling you the name of your attacker and the reward you will get if you return fire and kill them. The reward will be caps equal to your opponent's level. So as you can see here, my friend is level 13, thus the reward I would get for killing him is 13 caps. The same is true if you initiate PvP with another player. A message will pop up telling you the name of the person you are attacking and the reward you will receive for killing them based on their level. And these rewards will come out of the loser's caps. The higher level the player is that you kill, the greater your reward. So it's not as profitable to attack players who are very low level. Just attacking another player is not enough to start PvP though. The other player must attack you back. Until they attack you back, you will do very little damage to them, and I am talking very little. We tested this, and it took 4.5 minutes for my friend to kill me outside of PvP. That was 4.5 minutes of constant shooting at point blank range. Not only did he use up nearly all his ammo, but he also broke one of his guns and had to use a second one. Not only was it seriously time consuming, but the reward didn't even come close to being worth the effort or the ammo he lost. Granted, we were both level 13 at the time, so things were pretty even. It would obviously be different if the players were drastically different levels. It took me only a little over 2 minutes for me at level 13 to kill my level 7 friend this way. But this is just to give you an idea of what it's like. If you return fire to someone who attacks you, then PvP will be engaged and you will now do normal damage to each other. You will also show up as hostile to each other on your compass, and your opponent will have a red mark over his head. And you'll even get combat music. Once you kill another player in PvP, then you have the option to loot his junk items if you want to. You cannot loot anything except the items that are in his junk tab. So no weapons, armor, or aid items. So you don't have to worry about losing your valuables. Unless of course you think all your junk is extremely valuable. If you are killed in PvP or by a griefer outside of PvP, you will have the option to seek revenge for a 25 cap bonus on top of the leveled reward, in which case PvP is still on and you can respawn with intent to kill. If you kill another player and they seek revenge, you will get a notification on your screen that they are seeking revenge and the amount of the reward if you kill them again. Or, when you respawn, you can choose to ignore, and PvP will end. However, in our test, it seemed that even though I chose to ignore the player who killed me, he was still labeled as a hostile when I respawned, although I was not labeled as hostile to him. So even though I had chosen to ignore him, I could still kill him without becoming wanted. I did so several times, and he didn't show up as a non-hostile until he chose to ignore me also. So I'm not sure if this is a bug or if that's how it's supposed to be. We didn't get another chance to test it further because it was the last beta session, so I don't know if he would have become wanted if he had killed me after I declined revenge or not. Although it seems like that would make sense if it happened that way. But yeah, we didn't have a chance to test it. Once a player kills another outside of PvP, they become a wanted murderer. In this state, a bounty is placed on their head. Both me and my friend became wanted in our test, and we each had a bounty of 50 caps. I don't know if your bounty is determined by your level or not, since we were both level 13. But I do know that your bounty does not increase with consecutive kills. Once you become wanted, you are automatically placed into PvP mode with all other players on the map. So you can kill any of them and they can kill you without any further penalties on either side. However, wanted players cannot see other players on the map. And let me tell you, that is a major disadvantage, because you can't tell if there are other players coming to hunt you down or not. It felt very weird to me to see everyone else gone from the map. I felt very exposed. The wanted player's icon on the map changes to be a big red star that says wanted along with the amount of his bounty. So any other players out there can hunt him down and claim that bounty if they want to. While the big red star does give other players an advantage in that they can easily see the wanted player on the map, the extra large icon actually makes it a little bit harder to pinpoint the exact location of the wanted player. For instance, when I was wanted, my friends could tell if I was in town or not, but they could not easily tell which building I was in or which street I was on, because the icon covers up a pretty large area. They could tell when I left town to hide in the trees, but they could not tell if I was 200 feet or 20 feet away. So that is a tiny advantage for the wanted murderer. I was a wanted murderer for 25 minutes, and during that time, only one other player besides my friends came to hunt me down, much to his dismay. I was finally taken down for lack of stim packs, but I have to say that was a very fun 25 minutes. While my friends hunted me, I also hunted them, sniping them from the bushes and the rock outcroppings, one-shotting them with my hunting rifle. I can't say if it was as fun for them, but I had a blast. And it's actually very easy to hide from someone who is hunting you, especially if it's dark out. In fact, I think it's easier to hide from real-life players than from NPCs, simply because you can use the terrain to your advantage. You can hide in the tall grass and bushes very effectively when hunted by a real person. When an NPC will know you're there because grass and bushes aren't considered cover by the game, you know? And so to them, you're not actually hiding. Also, whether an NPC notices you or not depends on your sneak perks. A real person has only his eyes and ears to rely on when searching for you. So if it's dark, or if you're concealed well by grass or bushes, he may not see you even if you're right next to him. And if you crouch, your icon will disappear from the map. So it's even harder then. I was able to kill my friends from such cover multiple times, and they were dismayed that they never even saw where the shot came from before they died. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. After our little griefing test, we all came to the conclusion that griefing isn't fun or profitable for the griefer. At least not to the average player. Obviously, there will be jerks out there who think it's fun, you know, professional griefers, but the systems that are in place, I think, are very good at deterring casual griefers. Most people just want to mind their own business and play the game. I played most of the hours provided during the beta, and I did not encounter a single person who wanted to kill me, in PvP or otherwise, other than the one time I was a wanted murderer during our experiment. I've heard of others encountering griefers, but from what I can tell, it's fairly rare. Encountering other players at all is pretty uncommon, in fact. If someone does try to kill you and you don't want to return the favor, it's pretty easy to ignore them. Chances are they will get bored or run out of ammo long before they kill you, and you can always fast travel away to escape them. Fast traveling back to your camp or to the vault entrance is always free. Also, if you've got someone who just won't leave you alone, you can block other players during that session and they will no longer be able to see you on the map. So when you fast travel away from them, they will not be able to follow you. Or you can always leave the game and return on a different server, effectively removing you entirely from that person. Overall, I really enjoyed our little PvP test. I would totally be up for doing it again with my friends. If some stranger in the game started shooting at me, I might return fire if I thought I could win. But if not, I would probably just ignore them, maybe fast travel away if they just can't take no for an answer. But I really feel like PvP, and griefing especially, is not a big deal like everyone feared it would be. So far, my experiences with other players in the game have been extremely positive, and I can't wait to get back in there. But I would like to hear what you guys think of PvP. What have your experiences been? Have you encountered a griefer before? If you did, how did you handle it? I would love to know your stories, so post them in the comments below. And if you'd like to connect with other Fallout 76 players and team up in-game, you can go on over to my subscriber Discord server where I've got a place to share your gaming info and find other like-minded players to meet up with in-game. Also, we've got a lot of fun discussions going on over there as well, so if you're looking for a friendly Fallout community to interact with, look no further. The link is down in the description. This video was made possible by my supporters on Patreon and Ko-fi. If you'd like to help support my channel, you can follow the links to my Patreon and Ko-fi pages down in the description as well. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more Fallout 76 content coming soon. Until next time, guys, remember to play safe, play nice, and have fun. Bye.